Day, one shot in front of Phil Mickelson, had to punch it under the limbs, no chance at holding this shot, and it runs through the green. His pitch was long. He had this putt for an opening par. So he gives one away right at the first. Mickelson had it about 12 feet for birdie and missed. They would both birdie the second, but up ahead, David Duval trying to join the chase. That was a birdie at the fifth. And Mickelson, a co-leader at this time for par at the fourth, his first mistake. He would make that one coming back for a bogey. Minutes later, Duval at the sixth for another birdie. To move within one. At the fifth, Mickelson trying to regain the stroke he had lost at the fourth. This for birdie. Joining Woods at 12 under. It's a leaderboard. If you follow golf closely, it's almost hard to believe. They have all peaked at this time. It's Woods and Mickelson sharing the lead as they head to the sixth. Duval is only one back. Jim Furyk making a big charge. He's at 10 with Cabrera. Ernie Els missed a short putt at the fifth from inside of 3 feet to drop a stroke. No Sunday charge from Jose Maria Olazabal, a two-time winner here. Fred Couples coming back today with 68. We're live at the seventh with Duval to tie the lead. He has not had a par today. And it remains that way. Duval makes it a three-way tie. Five birdies for Duval, offsetting 2 bogeys, and he joins the battle at 12 under par. To the sixth tee.
Not a lot going on right now,
Mickelson has the honor. That's an 8-iron.
Come on. Go, Phil.
After that shaky start, bogey at the first, birdie at the second, he just made a remarkable down and 2 from the back bunker for par at the fifth. This 2, an 8-iron. Woods, Mickelson, and Duval all meeting at 12 under par, meeting at the Masters and the final round. What a day we have straight ahead here in Augusta.
Just after his golden years in golf, Bobby Jones sought a new triumph to build the ultimate course and club, one that embodied his personality and touch. Already, he had traveled the world, conquering the impossible, the Grand Slam of 1930. A feat so special, it demanded a celebration reserved for heroes. Augusta National Golf Club is Bobby Jones' lasting triumph. a place where other legends have been confirmed at the Masters.
A magnificent shot by Arnold Palmer.
Yes, for Player. Yes, for Gary Player.
Did you ever see one like that?
Through the tapestry of time, one champion is now poised to link his achievements with Jones' most hallowed record, the Grand Slam. There it is, a win for the ages. We knew in '97, with Tiger Woods' breakthrough victory at the Masters, that given his sense of history, one day, even golf's most sacred records would be challenged. Four years later, he's on the precipice of his most stunning achievement, one round from holding all four major titles. A round that will take place on golf's grandest stage with the one player who has stood up to him in the past. Tiger Woods with his relentless attack on history. Versus Phil Mickelson's unquenchable thirst to emerge from Tiger's shadow for his first major. Today, golf takes a step into the future with its foundation and history right at the heart of it all, at the Masters.
From the Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia, CBS Sports proudly presents The Masters.
Augusta National's beauty is in full bloom, and amid the blossoming azaleas and towering pines, well, the games of three of the best players in the world have also peaked at the appropriate time, and there are others who should not be overlooked. It's Sunday at the Masters at this national treasure, where as the lyrics flow, your dogwoods and pines play on my mind like a song. And we go back live to the 6th.
And the PGA Tour,
Tiger
so proud to
looking
present
at this
the
putt
season-long
from
race
just inside 20
at
feet for
FedEx
birdie.
Today from Olympia Field,
This
just
three-way
outside Chicago,
battle has
live final round
the makings
coverage
of
the BMW
that
Championship.
epic battle of
What a
1975
weekend
here.
this
Nicholas
has been so far.
Miller and
Everything you
Weiskopf.
want in a golf tournament. By nightfall, we will have our winner.
We'll see if the back nine can unfold anything like that today.
Our leader is indeed
Just one
our
birdie for
featured
Tiger.
golfer. It has been a
That was at the
textbook
second.
performance to this
That was
point.
from within 2 feet. And this one's gotten away some 3 feet for par. Moments ago, Mickelson, and this one, trust me, can get away from you very fast.
And that will be in the fairway. So a solid start here on this Sunday. Still well over 300 yards to the flag. So
Woods is still away,
a
and
good number. The key here for
Ken
us-
Venturi is out on the tower at 13 right now. He'll be joining me at 18 shortly. But Kenny, to see the name of Duval get there so quickly alongside Woods and Mickelson, it's just stunning, isn't it?
It's amazing, Jimmy, because it's all in the in the putting. This is, if you can't putt here, don't even bother playing here. You know, Jim, I'm saying, starting from 1993, of the 8 winners, 5 of them that won in those years, never had a 3-putt green in 72 holes. Vijay Singh had 3 last year. Mark O'Meara, when he won, he only had 1. And Nick Faldo, when he won, he only had 1. But Olazabal, none. Tiger Woods didn't have any. And Crenshaw, Olazabal, and Langer, nothing.
Mickelson for par. Wow.
It's a bar here at the first. He'll remain well in control of this tournament.
He's been prone to a mistake. That does not count as a 3-putt bogey because he was putting from off the fringe, but got a piece of the left edge of the cup.
Yes, Jimmy, but he still hasn't finished.
He came out here, Kenny, in advance of Tiger, and instead of going to the practice range at first, he headed to the putting green. He spent 30 minutes in the early afternoon just working on putting drills.
Well, he does it all the time. He puts a ball around about 4 feet outside of the putting green, the hole, all around the circle, and he doesn't leave until he makes 100 in a row.
Well, we've seen him miss a couple from about that distance now in the last 2 days. Yesterday at the 8th, he had a 3-putt bogey.
Another good tee shot for him to start the round as he gets in better.
So, Woods and Duval are the co-leaders. Ahead at the 7th, Calcavecchia. And look out, Mark Calcavecchia now is just 2 back. Woods at 12. Duval heading to the par 5 8th has joined him. Mickelson has gone bogey, birdie, bogey on that 4-5-6 stretch. Furyk, Cabrera, Calcavecchia, all just 2 back. Hello, friends. Jim Nance from Butler Cabin, where later today the green jacket will be awarded to the winner. We have just a plethora of possibilities here, including Tiger's quest for a 4th straight major championship, and Phil Mickelson going after that elusive first major title. What a day it would be for Phil. It would be the biggest day of his career. Or perhaps even Angel Cabrera will become the first South American to win at Augusta. And then there's David Duval, who has openly stated there's a destiny he feels to his play this weekend at the Masters. Others, DeMarco, Furyk, Calcavecchia, well, they're all trying to close fast. And what a day we should have here in the final round of the Masters. Let me show you the pairings here in the last day. Cabrera with Mediate. They were off at 2:25 local time. Cabrera, who had the lead yesterday for about a half an hour before a double bogey mistake at the 15th. Els with Duval. Calcavecchia with Chris DeMarco. And the final group went off at 2:55. Tiger with Phil, who birdied the last 2 holes yesterday to get into that last group. And we spoke with Mickelson before he teed off today about that.
I've been looking forward to today, and I'm anxious for the opportunity to play in the last group. And I knew going in yesterday into 17 and 18, I needed to birdie those holes to pull within a shot of Tiger, and I was fortunate enough to do that. And so I'm looking forward to today.
And our commentators today, the CBS crew, with Peter Costas at 10, Bobby Clampett down at Amen Corner, former low amateur here at the Masters, Ken Venturi. The best finish ever by an amateur in Masters history has never been topped. He was second in 1956. Bill McAtee, David Faraday, and Vern Lundquist at the par 3 16th. Peter Osterhaus, who had the 54-hole lead here in 73. He's at 17. And Dick Enberg will be joining us here in Butler Cabin with his own perspective on this special year at the Masters. At the 8th, David Duval.
It's an uphill second shot, 550-yard. Par 5, he was holding on as if he'd hooked it, and it was slightly left, but the mounding around the green helping Duval this time, and he has that lengthy putt. It's a very slippery putt for an eagle. Without a par today, a couple of bogeys, the rest birdies, a remarkable run. 2 putts from there would be 4 birdies in a row. Back to the 7th.
Tiger on the tee with driver. Just 55 yards left to the hole here yesterday. Doesn't seem concerned with that one. Neither he should be. This is the tightest par 4 on the golf course. He's driven it right out of the chute of trees on the upslope. Moments ago on the 9th.
Kirk Triplett. Look at this. He started at more than 6 feet outside the hole. Funnel effect right into the bottom of the cup. Triplet on a 3-birdie tear. Birdies 7, 8, and 9 to get to 9 under. Back to 7.
Mickelson also with driver. Just one anxious look at that one. That's also right down the middle and extremely long. You can see the difference between these two players off the tee. Very little. 7th playing pretty much straight downwind today. We'll go to 12.
And Jim Furyk, after an opening 9.32, his tee shot to the capricious par 3-12. Looking right. And that found the water. So Furyk, who was at 10 under par, that perhaps a harbinger of things to come. The 12th hole, so volatile in the final round. Tiger Woods, David Duval, deadlocked at 12 under. Final round of the Masters.
CBA Sports proudly presents the Masters.
And out at the 7th, Tiger's second shot, just a little flip up the hill. The downwind aspect here doesn't help. The flag is right on the front. It's nicely done. Almost impossible to get it in short of the hole here unless you zip it back down that hill. It'll be an extremely fast downhill putt for Tiger. And earlier this was Phil Mickelson's second shot. Just sand wedges. A nice contact there. And that one may be a little unfortunate. You could see it took a big, hard, skidding first bounce. And Mickelson also with his work cut out at 7 to make birdie. This is the next hole.
The par 5 8th. 2 good hits for David Duval, uphill all the way, about 70 feet uphill from the tee to the green at number 8. In contrast to the second, the long par 5 downhill all the way. Best of all to the 12th.
After the drop, Jim Furyk, his third to the par 3. Taking it back about 80 yards. Now that had a chance. So Furyk will have 15 feet remaining for bogey. And Kenny, you cannot go at this flag.
I don't suggest it unless it's absolutely necessary and you're gambling, but if you're anywhere close to the lead, take the center of the green, Bobby.
Take.
And there you see it, Duval and Woods tied at 12 under. Duval, 8th ranked player in the world. He slipped. He was number 1 for a while, overtaken by Tiger. The 8th, the toughest par 5 on the course. Not a single eagle here this week. Each other par 5 has been eagled, so this could be the first eagle of the week. But realistically, wants a 2-putt. Very slick.
Let him in. Go.
Beautifully putted. You could see the speed. A lengthy putt, more than 50 feet. And the routine tap in takes him to 13 under. 1 ahead of Tiger, who has a birdie chance back at number 7. Still without a par on his card today for Duval. 6 birdies, 2 bogeys. Back to the 7th.
And Phil Mickelson with a very slippery downhill attempt here. This to tie Tiger, at least for the present. Tiger a little closer, with his own chance. Beautiful. And he has bounced back time and time again this week, showed tremendous courage, looked exhausted yesterday walking up the last. And he says he wants this one desperately.
David, have you ever seen so many peaks and valleys on the green with this man?
No. You know what strikes me, Kenny, is that even his misses, and he's had a few short misses, he's missed them with great confidence. There's been no yippy-looking tentative strokes. And I know that sounds a little strange, but he's making a decent stroke, and he's still committed. And boy, does he want this. When I talked to him this morning, and he is just so intense.
It's very rare to ever see him leave a short putt short.
Woods now to tie Duval.
He misses right in frustration there. That one finished off. It'll be a par here at 7. He'll stay right where he is.
Oh, what a fight we have on our hands this afternoon. Duval and Woods tied for the lead. Mickelson one behind. To the 12th.
And Furyk desperately trying to make this bogey putt. And what a save. We've seen some wonderful saves at the 12th in the past, reminiscent perhaps of Norman's amazing 4 in '99. Let's go to 9.
And Cabrera has this for birdie.
Okay, that one's dancing.
Most has his back to the hole.
Now this for birdie. Ball coming
Just too firm.
from the top side of the hole. It shouldn't be that much bigger.
Playing in his second Masters, he won his National Open last week back down in Argentina. Woods and Duval share the lead with Mickelson one back. The week got started on Thursday. 8 o'clock in the morning was the tee time. Two legends met at number 1. Sam Snead, Byron Nelson. Lord Byron Nelson, at age 89, announcing it would be the final time he'd ever hit a shot at the Masters. They were introduced by Augusta National Chairman Hootie Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 11 consecutive tournaments, 18 in 1 year, 2 times Masters champion, Lord Byron Nelson.
Okay, little ball. One more time.
Now on the tee, the man purported to have the sweetest swing in golf, 3 times Masters champion, Slammin' Sammy Snead. Let the tournament begin.
Going to the last round, could I get it going? Stand out there in the fairway with Jackie. I said, how far do you think a 3 would go here? I didn't mean 3 iron. I meant 3 for the hole. I said, I can go a long way, Bob.
And he's got a chance. He's got a very, very good chance. Yes, sir. There's life in the old bear yet.
Not only will I remember forever, but an awful lot of people remember that I've won 6 Masters forever. I've loved every minute of it.
That was April 13th, 1986, the day the Bear came out of hibernation. When he hit that second shot on the 15th, you saw him walking toward the green, pump fists. It's one of Tiger Woods' real early memories watching golf as a youngster. One of his favorite memories growing up. We pick up the play over at the 8th with Peter Osterhaus.
Good idea of how the mounding can affect shots around this 8th green. Calcavecchia a little short of the pin and well to the right. Too bad he couldn't see lots of the putting surface in front of him. And we'll have a look at Yellow Jasmine, the 8th hole. We'll look from above. Big bunker on the right-hand side. It's about 35 yards long. Reaches about 275 from the tee, so it's a pretty good carry for the average hitter. The longer hitters pound away, hope to hit it straight, and then sharply uphill on the second shot. Green tucked a little bit around to the left. You have to be careful about the trees on the left side. The green restored to its original design in 1979 by Byron Nelson. Plenty of mounds, and we have a very challenging pin placement way back left behind the mounds. So when players don't go for the green in 2, they have to be very careful about their layup. Way out to the right, close to where Calcavecchio was, would give a better line into this pin placement, but still difficult to judge the distance with the green running away to the back left corner. Calcavecchio even par today, birdied the first, birdied the 7th, the short par 4, couple of bogeys. Not much break from here. On the move, he knew it was in, moves to 11 under. Birdie machine once he gets going. 2 bogeys at the 4th and 5th, hurting him today. To the 9th.
And this was earlier. Cabrera had this putt coming back for par. Ooh. That'll slide him to 9 under. Now, down below in the fairway, David Duval, who shares the lead at 13 under from 131. Cannot afford to make a mistake short here today. Duval started this day 3 back. It has been a year nothing short of a disaster for Duval. A lost year up until Augusta. He had not even played in 5 weeks since Doral, where he finished way back in the pack. He'd been battling a recent wrist injury, plus has been embroiled in the middle of a lawsuit involving his former and present equipment manufacturers. And Usti, there's a look at how the 8th is played.
4th easiest hole, so that means it's the most difficult of the par 5s. Plays pretty long going uphill all the way. As I said, the second hole, 575, plays sharply downhill, so reachable into more so than number 8. Fairway's about 30 yards wide. Nicholson in the second cut. Now he has a good line into the green. He's clear of those trees up on the top of the hill on the left side. Now in practice he will have picked out trees behind the green that give him a line into the center of the green.
Peter, I think that's a good choice, putting the iron back in the bag, get himself a lofted fairway medal to get it up over the mounds and get the ball, at least try to get all the way back to the hole.
Yeah, I think he's got more room. Once he gets pin high, the green is quite a bit wider than the front portion.
That doesn't mean it's not without its share of peril. Bunkers protect the green short.
He's watching it closely. I think it was a good line, and he is going to get some help. A little more speed, and he would have gathered into the heart of the green. A long downhill chip shot.
Okay, that's a good shot.
Testing the touch. Anything left coming up the hill catches those mounds, goes down into the trees and the pine straw. Now Tiger was in trouble off the tee here yesterday, had a long 3rd shot. 260 uphill, no problem for him. It's a pretty steep hill, falling back. Well, he's almost on the 9th tee. And he will have a more difficult shot than the one that faces Mickelson. Pin high, exactly pin high, but that far right. So not taking advantage of a long drive. And we'll check the final round scores of Tiger Woods' playing partners in a number of different major championships. Rocker didn't do very well back in '97 when Tiger was setting the record. Weir an 80, Ernie Els not so good at Pebble Beach. Duval had trouble at the 17th at St Andrews. Bob May played brilliantly to take Tiger to extra holes at the PGA. So very often, it's not only in the last round that Tiger's playing companions struggle. A lot of the time it's with the gallery, a lot of hoopla. Not so much hoopla at the Masters, respectful galleries. We'll go to the 9th.
Traditional Sunday placement here. Duval made birdie here last year as he contended, charged with a 32 going out. Made birdie here in '98 when he finished a stroke out of a playoff. But not today.
Another wonderful tee shot. This is where club selection is.
Like Bobby Jones, the man who built Augusta National, a Georgia Tech graduate. David Duval registering his first par. Not until the 9th hole. Can you imagine that? 6 birdies, 2 bogeys. That's 32 on the first 9 Sunday for the 2nd straight year.
Good action on that approach. Birdie putt awaits. Chance now.
Over to 10.
Angel Cabrera. Out of the second cut. That was earlier. Well positioned. He will have a cross green putt for his birdie. Back to 8.
They've trudged up the hill. It really is a sharp climb for the second portion of this par 5. Numbers 1 and 2 in the world. And Nicholson overtook Tiger in the last round at the Tour Championship in Atlanta last year. They weren't playing together, admittedly. He also beat Tiger in La Jolla earlier in the year, stopped Tiger's streak of 6 in a row. So he has the talent, and this is very interesting. No player has ever shot 4 rounds in the 60s. Nicholson, 67, 69, 69. So lots of opportunities for history to be made today, whether it's slams, consecutive or otherwise. 4 rounds in the 60s. Very often we'll have a day of strong winds at Augusta National. As soon as you get a strong wind with these tight pin placements and very fast greens, players have trouble. We haven't had a particularly difficult day. They've been testing playing conditions, enough breeze to confuse the players on the tricky water holes, but not the strong winds to knock the average score up to the mid-70s. First of all, to the 10th.
And on the tee, David Duval. 10th hole, 485 yards. Historically, the most difficult hole here at Augusta National, but David Duval, 3 under par on this hole for his career. Well positioned, but not very long. Back to 8.
We saw a very intense Tiger Woods strolling back to where his ball is on the side of the forward tee at the 9th. Coming out of the second cut does not help here. It looks as if it's going to be a super duper straight up in the air special. One that got Nicholson into trouble at 14 yesterday.
7 feet now for birdie.
Well, I'm holding my breath. I don't know about everyone else. The players who've not spent as many hours practicing this shot as Tiger are quite likely to hit this ball maybe 2 feet or 100 yards. He wants to hit it about 25 and then roll 30 or 40 feet.
I don't recommend the average player to try this shot.
It looks scary, doesn't it, Ken?
It's next to impossible. Watch this.
But you know he's practiced it. He works so hard on his game. Usually under the watchful eye of Butch Harmon, and that's a very good shot. Just 7 under par for the par 5 so far this week. He was a lot more under par when he won in 1997. I think he was 12 or 13 under par that year. You usually expect Tiger to get most of his birdies at the par 5s. He's battled a bit this week by his standards. Now Nicholson. The choice of club dictated a little bit by the contours. Does he want to carry it a little further and take some slope out of play? There's a ridge that divides the front 2/3 of this green and the back left corner. 9th Masters appearance has finished 3rd. Comes over a ridge, now downhill the rest of the way. So it's far enough away that we'll be holding our breath. Nicholson, with his power, only 6 under par for the par 5s. 14 par 5s. They're all reachable for these boys. Not as many under par as you would expect.
As that's in the fairway here at 17.
To the 9th.
Mark Calcavecchia, only 2 back. This is the player who set the all-time 72-hole tournament scoring record at Phoenix earlier this season. He can get hot in a hurry. As he said, I can gain confidence after just 1 or 2 consecutive shots. I'm ready to go. Let's go back to the 8th hole.
Tiger just loves the cut and thrust of the final day. Duval, 13 under through the 9th. Nicholson with an excellent chance to go to 13 under. Tiger would love to move to 14. Slightly uphill, a putt that he can hit a little more firmly than many of the 8-footers you get at Augusta National. And it really was a very good shot. From that lush grass downhill, controlling the distance and the spin.
The lone pond on the course seldom comes into play, but the tilt of the green towards the front left.
Stroke looks very good, beautiful. His putting really carrying him to that extraordinary win at Pebble Beach. Phenomenal putting at the British Open at St Andrews. And a lovely stroke there. Now, it's getting to the time when missed 3- and 4-footers are going to be very costly indeed. We'll go to the 10th.
A look from behind the green. David Duval set to play. On its way from 183 yards. Oh, well done. Angel Cabrera 2-putted for his par here at 10, back to 8.
Very little break. Taps it in. Good birdie for Mickelson. Tiger 1 ahead of Duval and Mickelson. It's a shootout. What a back 9. The second 9 at Augusta National. Anything can happen.
A spectacular round of golf. Well, that'll wrap it up for us today. We saw a lot of great golf, Frank.
The course was good. It was gettable for some, but you know, in the end,
the 65th Masters will be historic. Will Tiger Woods capture the 4th major, hold all 4 professional majors at the same time? After finishing 5th at last year's Masters, here's a little refresher on Tiger's major momentum. He's earned this chance to claim ownership of all 4 majors at one time. The U.S. Open at Pebble Beach last June with a record-shattering 15-stroke win. And then the British Open by 8 strokes at historic St Andrews. The Claret Jug added to his major collection. And then to Valhalla and the PGA Championship in a riveting playoff win over Bob May. At 24 years of age, dominating golf, 3 consecutive majors. And at such a relatively young age. For 5 major titles, Jack Nicklaus and Bobby Jones with 4, 25 years old or younger. He goes for number 6 today. Let's go back to the 9th.
Number 6 overall, number 4 in a row. And here he is at the 9th with the 1-shot lead. He's been respectful of other people's opinions, but he says, in my mind, it would be the Grand Slam. And some around here have pointed out there's been a lot of concern about what it isn't instead of what it is. It would be an incredible achievement. Calcavecchia a moment ago had this for birdie up on the green at 9. Oh. He had the birdie walk going. The amazing thing about this game, though, now the guy who wins this tournament will hit it somewhere around 270 some odd times and it can come down to just fractions of inches. Let's go to the 10th.
Where David Duval eyeing about a 10-foot putt for birdie here. It would be his 7th birdie of the day. As I said earlier, he has played this hole brilliantly in his career. David trying to replace a lack of tournament preparation with incredible mental determination. I mean, he has been so focused this week. For birdie to tie the lead. Seven birdies, 1 par, 2 bogeys. David Duval is on fire. Five under par so far through 10 holes today. To 9.
And this was earlier on the tee.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia, it's the
Holds on for a while, but he flirted with the trees on that left side, but cut the corner. Superb play there. Carolina Cherry, the 9th hole. And Mickelson has found the bottom of the hill, Ken Venturi. That's what you desire here.
Exactly, on 430 yards, it's a sloping from left to right, which makes it difficult to drive. But once you get to the bottom of the hill, 2 bunkers on the left side really do not come into play. And the one thing on this green, don't leave it short. If you have to be wrong, be long.
It is a sucker pin, isn't it, Kenny? Through the years, you've seen this mistake a number of times.
That's the one when you get putting too much spin on it and comes down, it'll almost go all the way down to that crosswalk.
There's a good start. That in the fairway.
The hole right now, kind of about 105, maybe 106. Yeah, just 105 to 107.
For those who maybe don't follow golf closely the rest of the year, this is a debate about the Grand Slam because it's not in the same calendar year, but nonetheless, no one has ever come close to doing what Tiger's attempting to do here, win all four professional majors, hold all titles at one time. A Tiger Slam would be the appropriate name of it. Uh-oh. Look out.
Watch how far back this will keep going. Oh, that slowed down pretty fast this time.
Look at East Lake as 3/3.
Up the hill. Playing at least 102, 103.
You know, in '96 when Faldo won, this is where we said started that Greg Norman put so much spin on this shot here. He drew it all the way back to the crosswalk and made bogey where he was looking, trying to make birdie. And that's where it all started.
Now, Mickelson just inside 100 yards. 99 yards is all.
The second hole is a good
That's what you have to do, Jimmy. It's not as close as he would like, but you have to be past that flag, especially if you put a lot of spin on the ball. That calls for an arm shot and take the spin out of it.
Been uncanny through the years, Kenny. This is not an easy birdie hole with this pin position, but the guys who have birdied this hole on Sunday and gone on to win, and David Duval has already done that. Remember that. He's already birdied the 9th as, well, no, actually, Duval made par there today, so we'll see if maybe Mickelson will make a run at that little twist that happens so often. Over to 11.
And Duval on a tear. 11, the 455-yard par 4. Very long for long hitting Duval. A pin tucked in its traditional placement on the left side, bringing the regular water hazard so much into play. And you don't need to tell Brad Faxon that. He just made quadruple bogey 8 here, just missing the green to the right. So much can happen at Amen Corner tonight.
Kenny, what about the options for this shot right here for Tiger?
This is a lofted shot here. Jimmy has to get it up over the ridge there because the hole today is cut back 36 feet from the front, but there's about half of that you can't use anymore. Right about where he's walking now, that's where he's looking at. He'd like to land at. I don't think you'll see that big swing. I think you'll see just a 3/4 and just trying to check this thing, put some spin on it, and carry it just over the rise.
Drive after drive has been superb. And this one, well, as we like to say, is in the mayor's office.
A little bit of an awkward distance for this.
That's not what he was looking for, Jim.
There's a big swing to that putt coming back for par. Kenny, you talked about 96, the Faldo-Norman battle.
That is right around 5 feet. Not too bad. Chance now. Another birdie. Okay, nicely done. That's a birdie here at 3.
Look how much farther back that went than Tiger Woods' shot.
Well, one player who did birdie up there near the leaderboard, as you see Norman putt that year in 96, gave him a shot right there. We have seen Calcavecchia make a charge here with 35, come close himself to making birdie. Kurt Triplett had one, but he's leveled off at 9 under on the other side. So many things can happen. Ernie Els was saying last night after his round that he feels if you're anywhere within 4 shots going to the second 9, you're in the game. Els, by the way, is 5 back right now.
This putt has a pretty good break on it, and Jimmy, I'd say this, that this is, if you look at putts that you can charge, this is one you have to lag. This is all speed right here.
Mickelson's brilliance and fertile imagination has certainly been displayed so many times in his career, but sometimes I think Kenny has clouded his judgment too and led to some questionable decision making. He's looking for birdie here.
Look at the speed. Look at the speed on that putt. He barely took the head cover off.
No poor decisions to this point. A miscue, though, back at the 5th hole, or 6th hole by Mickelson.
Right? The old oak trees and the tall pines lining these fairways has a good feel to it. And then it has
You know that Tiger Woods was taking a good look at that break, taking a look at that speed for sure from where he's putting.
Let's go first to the 10th.
From the right-hand second cut, Mark Calcavecchia, 214 yards.
A left to right breeze, something to consider here as he eyes this second shot.
And well played from that position. Kept it below the hole. Hole that moves to the left and doesn't favor his left to right ball flight. Let's go back to 9.
Kenny, watching the top 3 contenders here, Tiger, Duval, Phil, what do you see? Do you see a look perhaps in Duval that says something that you don't see in the other 2 right now?
Well, Duval was way behind. I don't mean way behind, but he got on a roll, and once he started making those birdies, he just keeps going after it, and he's zoned in, and he is not looking right or left. He's looking right at that flag.
So again, a scoring opportunity here at East Lake's par 5-6.
Oh, curls it in. What a save from in front of the green. First 934 for Tiger.
Obviously, you want to have a go at this in 2, and maybe a chance to make eagle.
A wild tee shot at 1 cost him a stroke there. But other than that, 3 birdies.
Jimmy, I'm not going to see more excitement than, I'll tell you what, if you want to see a good show, just put them on the back 9 of Augusta and put these 3 players together. I just can't wait to watch it.
Kenny, I was talking about Mickelson sometimes, perhaps his decision-making clouded by his own brilliance and own ability to pull off shots. His judgment on this second 9, don't you feel, will be the key for him.
It's been his downfall because look what he did yesterday at 14, but he'll know very well what he has to do, Jim.
All right, 34 also for Mickelson and Dick Enberg. This sets up as we now, you know, the old saying here is it all begins on the second 9 Sunday at the Masters, and I don't think it's ever been more true than what we're going to have here today.
Oh, it's vibrating. It's vibrating when you think about the history that we're talking about and the fact that there are men who are the best players not to have won the major, Mickelson and Duval, who are looking for the green jacket. And now they go to the second 9. Will Tiger Woods accomplish something that has never been achieved in the history of this game? 4 professional titles at the same time. 211.
And the second shot at David Duval is underway after a huge drive, only 137, and Duval making the smart play right of the hole. And that'll draw back, even though it's some 40 feet short. It's up the hill, and where the pin is located today, that is critical. You must be below the flagstick here at 11. Let's go to 10.
Birdie putt, Mark Calcavecchia.
Once again, another great tee shot. I'm starting to wonder how low can you
Solid
go?
par, good recovery from an errant tee shot. Mark holds the second 9 scoring record of 29 on the second 9. Did that in 1992, so look out for him. If he keeps that confidence with his putter. Now back on the tee. Tiger Woods will be going with the 3-wood, and should Tiger win today, it will be golf's greatest moment.
Just delightful, but a little too much spin, but still inside 10 feet.
Yes, runs that one right in. It's a birdie.
After a solid 2 under par, 34 on the first 9. He starts his journey on the second 9. But if Phil Mickelson or David Duval were to win, perhaps golf's next great rivalry will be born. Both players wanting this so badly. Mickelson going with the driver.
He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there.
He's looking dangerously down the left side. And that catches the trees. Oh, and what a great break. It comes out. He will be in the second cut. He will have a slightly obstructed line toward the hole, but it could have been a whole lot worse. Phil Mickelson at 13 under par, trailing David Duval and Tiger Woods by 1. The second 9 at Augusta about to begin.
Yes, getting hot here just before the turn. That's birdies now, 7 and 8. And he continues to build on this advantage. Sensational here on day 1.
Levin was playing in a good old Scottish mist, and I say to my caddy, have a look at this, what do you think? And he gets down behind and goes, all looks a bit of a blur to me, Gov, he says. I go, thank you awfully for that. And I got over the putt, and I just said, just relax, just relax.
There it is! Can you believe it?
And it's still the sweetest putt I've ever hit in my life.
Final day at the Masters. Today's extraordinary afternoon boils down to the second 9 with Tiger Woods, Stanford, David Duval, Georgia Tech, Phil Mickelson, Arizona State. 3 great collegians battling for this coveted title. And Tiger Woods, so much more at stake for him. An incredible place in the history of this game. Now to 11.
Last year, the most difficult hole at Augusta. The par 4, and David Duval has placed his second shot well below the hole, some 40 feet. 7 birdies in his first 10 holes. And what a run for the man who shot 59 2 years ago at the Bob Hope. He's known to be able to get it going. But what surprised me most about Duval Having played so poorly this year, he said he came in here with much more confidence about his ball striking than last year. He finished third here last year, and many were surprised at that. He's playing with Ernie Els and holes 10 through 12 this week. Duval has pretty well owned Amen Corner, except for the 13th. He struggled there. Well, you might expect that. You just can't hit it 3 or 4 feet past the hole and leave yourself that putt coming back. It's so quick you could really putt it in the water. To 10.
Tiger Woods getting ready to play a second shot from 186 yards. And yes, normally we say the second 9 Sunday afternoon is where this tournament begins, but in reality, the anticipation for this started last August at Valhalla.
Oh, mud.
Mud on the ball.
Yeah.
Flies it all the way to the back, but a pretty good bounce because we've seen balls roll all the way through the green and down into the pine straw. So a bad break for Tiger Woods in the 10th fairway, a good break for Phil Mickelson, his ball going through the trees down the left side. Now the question is, will the second cut affect his ability to spin the ball? He definitely has to start this toward the bunker on the right and then try to work it away a little bit toward the right side of the green.
Peter, this shot really is a lot easier for a left-hander.
Absolutely, Kenny. He's got 182 yards left. That's a cut swing. Well, he asked for it to cut, but he didn't, so that bunker shot is no bargain. But all in all, he could be a whole lot worse off than what he is right now. To 11.
And Duval makes 4. First leg of Amen Corner successful. 11 now has just replaced 12 as the most difficult hole today. Only 2 birdies at the 11th, and one of the great walks in golf for David Duval and Ernie Els. And with a large scoreboard immediately behind the 11th green, the moans and groans of the gallery here is common today as the sounds of the Cardinals in the dogwoods. And the loudest groan goes to Duval after he made birdie at the 10th to get to 14 under.
Bobby, it looks like there's not much of the swirling winds down there today.
Very calm right now, Kenny, as we move back up the fairway and Mark Calcavecchia. Second shot. Calca likes to take the ball left to right. Anti-left swinger, and that's good for 11, but that'll be a unbearably difficult chip shot. That's where Faxon made his 8 from. Pitched it in the water from there. But the 12th today, with its traditional back right hole location, 162 yards, Duval on the tee. And the shot here, take it right over the bunker. That's the line. Duval's got it. And a splendid shot.
How often have we talked about that, Bobby?
Kenny, that's right where you have to hit it, isn't it?
There's no doubt. You can't win it here, but you can lose it.
And let's take a look at Golden Bell, named after the forsythia that has already bloomed out in March. And what a glorious par 3. Today, 162 yards. This hole has been ranked the most difficult at Augusta, more than any other hole.
Where Phil Mickelson will be tested. He is 5 for 5, getting it up and down from bunkers this week. Oh, that's well done. Well done. So Phil Mickelson will have a short 3 feet left for his par 4 at 10. After a tee shot that could have ended up anywhere. To 16.
And here is Toshi Izawa for birdie. This was a moment ago at the par 3. Delicate little downhill putt, and Izawa 5 under on today's round. And on the first page of the leaderboard to 18.
And last year's winner, Vijay Singh, for a birdie. And what a nice way to end your reign. We will be seeing Vijay in the Butler cabin later today, along with Tournament Chairman Rudy Johnson for the presentation of the green jacket. At 69 for Singh today. Back to the 10th.
Where Tiger surveying this putt. Tricky one. It's going to move well to the right. Could you stop for a moment and think? Tiger Woods 9 holes away from what so many marvelous players in history could never accomplish. Saracen, Snead, Hogan, Nelson, Nicklaus, Palmer, Player, Watson, none of them.
This up the right side off the tee.
So, is actually human. A fairway miss. That one goes into the rough. I wonder what's going to happen next.
You know, he is fooled by that break. And that may be as bad a misread as I've ever seen from Tiger Woods. Fooled by that new front left location. And it's so often the case here at Augusta. It comes down to the putts. 6 feet for Tiger, maybe 3 feet for Phil Mickelson. While he lines it up, let's go to 11.
And the chip shot effort of Mark Calcavecchio. Good looking shot. Whoa. It's still rolling. He can't believe it. Back to 10.
And another putt that's very difficult to read for Tiger. This does not move left as much as it appears it will. And he's such a good putter that you have to give him credit. One of the things that required of a good putter is to be a good reader of the greens. Going for his 4th major, but let's add in the Players' Championship, the Canadian Open, the World Series of Golf. He owns all of those titles as well.
This is second. And that's not exactly ideal. Far from the tap for his car.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.
Oh, well hole. Tiger Woods saves a par at the 10th hole. Remains at -14. A solid 2 under performance through the first 10 holes. Now Phil Mickelson. Normally he's had problems with the short putts. He pulls them to the right. This week he's been aggressive, and most misses have come to the left.
So now the start of this finishing stretch here at East Lake. This is par 4. The 16th is 444 yards. Just a little bit of a dog leg to the left. You have to stay away from that fairway bunker on the right. 2 good shots, and you'll have a chance for a good break.
here, however, he answers the challenge. Phil Mickelson escapes with a 4 at the 10th hole, stays at -13. Let's go to David Duval at 12.
The quietest corner. Amen corner. The 12th green, and I don't know what distracted Duval. This bid for birdie. And Duval, his best finish right here, the 98 on the major.
It's pretty clinic with the irons, and more evidence there. The swing, the strike. Look how close that is.
So difficult to judge the pace of these greens that are noticeably quicker today than in the previous 3 rounds.
This par 4 17th is not especially long at 426 yards.
What a start for David Duval.
With bunkers and trees there to deal with. And you've got that
I love this demeanor.
So you can get yourself in some trouble.
Not a lot of reaction.
You need to keep it clean, keep
Very
it on the short
businesslike.
grass, and you have a chance to get out of here with a 4.
Even keel. That's par. So par, 11 and 12. For Duval, only his 3rd par of the round. And earlier, Mark Calcavecchia back at the 11th. You recall, missed the green wide right. And that's saving 10-footer for par for Calc, who holds the second 9 record along with David Toms with a 29 he shot 9 years ago. And back on the tee at the 11th, co-leader Tiger Woods. And a big advantage for a big drive here, especially to today's pin position. That's in excellent shape down the right side. That'll open up the hole cut to day to the left. I like that angle with today's hole location.
Here it is, the 18th at East Lake, scene of all that FedEx Cup drama through the years, and that $15
Mickelson.
million payout. You make birdie, maybe
Great resiliency all week.
and you're walking away with a sizable check.
19 birdies in his first 3 rounds. Doesn't like it. Somebody had a difficult time getting his weight off his left foot there. And it hit a tree, we understand. So Mickelson in trouble. 5 victories for Mickelson in his last 14 months, compared to Woods' 11 victories in 15 months. But it was Mickelson who has answered the challenge of Woods more than any other player. And let's go to 15.
And Jim Furyk, who made a charge yesterday, only to fall back, playing nicely again today. That for birdie to go -11. Back to 12.
And Mark Calcavecchia on the tee, the par 3. Trailing by 3, still no time to go at the flag. Oh, dangerous. So close. That ball literally 4 to 5 feet away from being wet. We've had 5 balls in the water today. The 13.
David Duval trying to take it around the corner, and he has to play 13, 14, 15. He's got to be a couple under. That's fine, David. That is very good shape.
Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. And that is
So he is looking right now to at least play the next 3 holes in at least 3 under par. Tiger Woods and David Duval are tied at 14 under par. Mickelson in trouble at the 11th hole, only 1 shot back. But it's still got a lot of golf left. And it's shaping up as a great finish.
Well, those who have followed golf have been waiting for these three to meet at some point, and they have met on golf's grandest stage. Woods, Duval, and Mickelson trying to settle things here for the green jacket. And Duval has reached a critical point in his round, a real mental hurdle he'll try to overcome. The 13th hole, go back a year ago, his second shot, 178 yards. He attempted a 5-iron after backing off of it several times. And then yesterday, dangerous front pin. But it's just heavy enough. From that rocky beach, he was able to make a saving 5, but it's a key point coming up for Duval. First, let's head to the 11th.
Author Herbert Warren Wynn coined the 11th, 12th, and 13th Amen corner back in 1958. And it begins with the second shot. Phil Mickelson
just wants to make sure, Bobby, that he makes no worse than 5 if he does make 5.
You're exactly right, Kenny. And that not even anywhere close to the green, some 40 yards short of the green.
Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay the third.
Difficult to know exactly what he was thinking about there.
To the hole, sitting in the front left hole location.
I can't believe he wasn't attempting to at least run the ball up on the green.
Well, the only thing with those mounds you see right there to the left part of your screen, those things kick to the left, and that could run you right down the water. You can kick off there. I think he was taking the safest route he can go.
I think you're right, Kenny. And now Tiger Woods, just 149, just a perfect angle. But Kenny, still here, you need to be about 15 feet right of the hole.
If you're not, you've pulled it.
Oh, and he's pulled it right at the hole. Look out! Was that any good?
And that's what I mean by perfect angle. And Alistair McKenzie designed this course. He designed it for angles. And a stone-faced Tiger Woods makes his march up to the green. And since 1946, only 2 players have ever birdied the 11th hole in the final round and won the Masters. Tiger, one of them. And the other, the great Nicklaus. And let's take a look again. The second shot from 149 yards. Unbelievable. And Steve Williams, his caddy, throws him the putter. And now Tiger makes his march up to the 11th green, and we'll move up ahead to the par 3 12th. Or earlier, Mark Calcavecchia, his bid for birdie. No. Drastic misread. Went on to make his par. And now Tiger again has mounted the challenge, but Tiger Woods had a streak of 19 consecutive tournaments that he held the lead or was tied for the lead going into the final round and won. But that streak was broken last year at the Tour Championship by his playing opponent today, Phil Mickelson. It was at the very first hole where Mickelson made birdie and made the statement. Let's go to 16.
And this was earlier. This is Jim Furyk, long and right, and had his most treacherous downhill second shot. Ball gathers speed as it nears the hole, and we go back to 11.
And now Mickelson, we'll call it about 70 yards.
Nicely done. It is a par here at the third.
A lot of green to work with.
Bobby, this is almost a must for him to make par, or he'll go back 2 shots of Woods.
That's exactly right, Kenny. You really can't hit it past the hole here either.
Oh, what a shot. Right where he wanted to leave it.
7 feet, putting right up the hole. To 13.
David Duval's second shot. That's from 198 yards. Did he make another mistake here? No, he took the real fat side of the green, but that's a smart play. He was trying to go a little bit from left to right, but the hanging lie with the ball above his feet, he had last year's in mind and yesterday's shot in mind, and he took the safest route he could do it. He'd like to be closer than that. If he was about 15 feet to the right of that, they would have caught that slope and left himself in good shape. But 2 putts for birdie. He's playing very smart.
Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stevens.
He hasn't changed expression much today. He just looks the same, just zeroed in. 16.
And Furyk to save his 3. Gained 1 at the par 5 15th. Gave 1 back at the par 3 16th. 10 under. It's a good shot. It does leave that little.
Well, the shot of the day to this point, Tiger's second to the 11th to take the 1-shot lead over David Duval, who faces a critical putt for birdie at the 13th. And Mickelson's now 3 behind with a bogey at the 11th. Paul Azinger with a strong showing here, sharing 14th position at 7 under with Brad Faxon still out there. 47 players in all made the cut here, which fell Friday night at +1. Back to the 12th.
And a very difficult bunker shot for Tiger Woods. Deceptively quick as it hits the green. Well done. I don't have to tell you what happens if you're a little aggressive there. To 13.
It's a must birdie putt for Duval. A must. And it's not. A disappointing 5 right here. Boy, did he need 4. Well, he'll remain at 14 under par, 1 behind Woods, but Woods still has to play 13 and try to get up and down in 2 at number 12, Bobby. So they take the walk over the bridge. Ernie Els right there. David Duval. Let's go back to 12.
Mickelson for birdie. Oh, what an effort that was. Superb. Mickelson 1 under in his round today. He's never shot better than 71 in the final round of the Masters. But he said this year he felt more prepared to win a major than any other year before. Everything in his life, he says, is leading up to it. No excuses. Except a very strong adversary. Arguably the strongest anyone will ever see in the game of golf. And what a challenge here. 7 feet. And this is a difficult putt to read. It's one that you get it at the hole, it breaks sharply right, you hit a little above the hole and it tends to stay there.
He's been very successful at this length, Bobby. He takes a good look, reads it well, takes his time, gathers himself, and trusts. When he reads the line, he trusts it. That's the main thing what you have to do when you putt.
Exactly right, Kenny. Only 3 things that matter. Executing, executing, and executing.
Yeah, that's a nice putt. Getting it there up the hill was half the battle. This got there just a
picture is set.
Safely in for a par here at the 6th. And that's going to keep his large lead right where it is. So here at the par 4 7, 470 yards, you immediately know that you're in the city there. We're in downtown.
Oh, just what we might have predicted. So Tiger's second consecutive bogey at the 12th on the weekend, and suddenly Duval and Woods tied at 14 under par. Let's go to 13.
Calcavecchia's fourth shot from 109 yards. That'll come back just a little bit, but not much. But he was in the water, went back. That's all he can do. He couldn't get around the trees. That's the best he could do, leaving himself 109 yards. And you can't let 13, 14, and 15 get away from you. Now on the tee, Phil Mickelson. Two behind, Duval and Woods. Tries to take it off from a little bit from right to left off those two big pine trees.
Challenge from there to get away with his par.
Did he cut it enough?
I'll just take it. Run to the next one.
Oh, yes, he did. He has been very good at his tee shots here at 13 all week. Been long, and that will not be a very long yardage to get at that flag. And the one thing he has to do there, forget the flag, do a little bit left of it, and let it feed down there again. Now Tiger Woods.
Vinny, he has struggled the first 3 days keeping this shot in the fairways long every time.
Well, he's so long, Jim, is that you have to turn it, and he drives right through the fairway, things we could never do before. But he tries to take it off from right to left, and the one thing he doesn't want to do is overdraw it, and usually at that time he leaves it out to the right a little bit.
Fairway bunkers to the right of the fairway landing area. Better shot.
Wow, that's big.
That's huge. That's really big. You thought Mickelson was big? Put it right by it. He will have nothing into this green. Let's go to 14.
David Duval on the tee. That was a short time ago. Duval now co-leader with Tiger Woods. And that drifts over into the second cut on the right side. And now live, and David heard the cheers from the patrons for Tiger's tee shot just down the hill at the 13th. See, the hole today is cut to the right side.
Yes, I do.
Very difficult 14th green.
He'll do just fine.
Oh, fluff, Mitch. Go. Go. Go.
Well, that was beautifully done. It did go. And that is a very makeable birdie putt. Ahead to 18.
This is Toshi Izawa from Japan, runner-up this year at Riviera. Ooh, that was for a closing birdie. Par will give him 67, low round of the day to this point. 13.
Calcavecchia trying to make 5 after a poor tee shot. So that he'll have to settle for 6. Well, he'll drop one here at the easy 13th hole for these players. We take a nice look at the Hogan Bridge, and Tiger Woods at 14 under par, tied with David Duval, but Tiger Woods now going to play 13 after a long tee shot. As you look down the list, we still got a lot of holes left to play.
It was almost like I was afraid that I wasn't going to win, and that motivated me to do some of the things that I did.
Here it comes. The ball on the green, and within approximately 3 feet of the pin, a magnificent shot by Arnold Palmer.
I never thought anything but birdies, particularly in a situation like that.
Arnold Palmer is the Masters champion of 1976.
Phil Mickelson, second shot from a hanging lie. It's not an easy shot for a left-hander. He's 195 yards. Be conservative. Don't get aggressive yet. Trying to make it hook. He'll take that from that lie. For a left-hander, that's not an easy shot that he had. Tiger Woods is 182 yards. The hole is 70 feet from the front on the left-hand side, but only 35 feet. If you go right at the flag, you only have 35 feet of green to work with.
30 yards. Good chance of
Good play. Well done. In that position, you just can't fire at that flag. It's not worth it. Here's what we look like at the Azalea hole, the 13th hole. 485-yard dogleg par 5. Tee off just behind the 12th green. That creek right there did not come into play, but right about as you get to this turn, you try to make it go from right to left. Then you begin to get a look at the green with the 4 bunkers, 2 in the back, 2 on the side. Creek passes the right side, right in the front, and then down the entire left-hand side of the fairway. The hole today cut 70 feet from the front. Tiger has eagled or birdied the 13th hole in 17 of 25 rounds. I'd even think it would be better than that with his length. But let's go forward to 14.
Duval for birdie. This for the outright lead. Remember, David took bogey here at the 14th yesterday, has to settle for par after a fine approach. And in the back of his mind, probably assuming the Tiger is going to make birdie at the 13th. 17.
Jim Furyk was in the front bunker, missed the fairway to the right, found the bunker in front, and it was a very difficult shot, missing that one for a par. It was a battle between Izawa and Furyk. See who could get to the clubhouse first in double figures. Izawa, a lovely 67. Furyk drops a shot at 17.
Now back at 13, looking at who's going to be first to putt, I would make me think Mickelson. I'm not sure. It's just so close. They were looking at each other there. 13th hole. Produced 107 birdies. Stroke average well under the par 5. But Tiger Woods will be first to putt. Got to come up the hill. This putt is a little bit slower than, these greens have been fast, but this putt coming up this hill is a little bit slower, and have not seen many people, or very few, ever get it to the hole. Well, Tiger Woods is pacing around to get his putt. Mickelson is just taking a really good look, testing his stroke. He's watching it too. They both know how important it is right now.
Kenny, I can remember Tiger making eagle in his victory year of '97 on late Friday afternoon, taking the lead with that eagle for the first time in his career at Augusta. And he would later say that he had studied this green with old films and video clips of previous Masters and memorized every break on this green.
There are some subtle breaks. There are breaks that you can see, but it doesn't happen, and you got to trust. there's a spot behind this hole that you swear it has to go left, and it goes dead straight. But this putt here, well, I'd say a good 35, almost 40 feet. Just slightly uphill, a little slower than the normal putts he's been having.
This going to wind up on the fringe, not particularly close either. Bit of a misstep there from a pretty good number.
And we've seen that all day long. You just can't believe how slow that is. Yes, Tiger, it is slow. It's still a good lag. In his position where he's standing now, you just can't be aggressive. You just don't want to leave yourself a 3-4 footer to get up and down. And 2. Phil Mickelson was watching that speed very much. Let's go to 15 quickly.
And a critical tee shot.
Up next, the 431-yard
And hard down the right-hand side. That's in great shape for Duval. He will be going at it from there. Back to the 13th.
Now Mickelson, after a long look, is over the ball. And misses it on the low side. Can't believe how much that's going to turn on him there. I would comfortably say they would both make 4.
Yeah, good swing and a good result.
Kenny, you were the captain to these top 3 contenders when you led the U.S. to victory at the President's Cup, and I remember you remarking afterwards that you felt it was close, that Mickelson was close. You thought it would be this year that he'd win his first major.
I still think so. I still think so. He's the only person I've ever known that can make a 30-footer and look embarrassed. Now Tiger for his tap in. They go to 15 under par. Take the lead by himself, going to 14. Here's Tiger's reaction when he hit the first putt, thinking he had the eagle on line. Thinks he's got a good shape. Watch. Oh no. How can it be short? I hit it hard enough. But I like those easy birdies though, Tiger. And he makes his way to the 14th tee, Tiger Woods. And Phil Mickelson as they approach the 14th tee, and we'll go right there with Bill McAtee. I'm sorry, Bill.
That's all right, Kenny. It's quite a setting. A huge scoreboard. Tremendous ovation for the final group of the day. At the 14th green, this is a very difficult putt for Mark Calcavecchia. That will gather speed. Hard to get that anywhere near the hole. Calcavecchia at -10. Suddenly 5 behind Tiger and 4 behind Phil Mickelson, who's on the tee at the 14th.
Just think about it. You got to cover nearly 2 football fields of distance and get it inside 5 feet. You wouldn't think that's possible.
Perfectly placed.
That's how you play this 14th hole. That's in for birdie.
13 under, Duval 14, and Tiger at -15.
Now to the 15th hole here at Eastlake. So much drama through the years on this par 3.
So Tiger has played this 14th this week.
This is a place where you do not want to experience a watery grave.
Confident, doesn't even watch it. And that is set up very nicely to go at this whole location. The 14th at Augusta National, Chinese Fir. Comes up a gentle slope from Amen Corner, 405 yards. A slight dog leg to the left. As we've said before, the only hole at Augusta National without a bunker. Second shot is into the largest green on the course, and the hole today is cut to the right side. Bobby Jones loved Scottish links courses, so in working with Dr. McKenzie and the design of Augusta National, 2 holes were set up as links type holes here at 14, also at 5. So now Mark Calcavecchia to salvage his par.
Must avoid the fairway bunker on the right side to prevent a really challenging approach.
So a second consecutive bogey for Calcavecchia. Disappointing day today, runner-up 1988. Meanwhile, that's the scene ahead at the 15th. David Duval waits. 5 under today.
57 yards left, coming off back-to-back birdies. Great chance to make it.
David Duval, who said that it was disappointing a year ago and he was short on Sunday at 13 to take himself out of contention. He said the real heartbreaker was in 1998 when he was awaiting the playoff with Mark O'Meara, and O'Meara made that just tremendous birdie putt at the 18th to win it. Said that took a while to get over. Maybe I'm still not over it.
Well, taking dead aim from 200 yards.
Get down. Get down.
The pull would usually be long. Not a bad miss. That's a holeable chip shot right there. Not too many easy ones around this 15th green. He has one of them. Birdie in the first round. Parred it in the second. Birdie again in the third. He'll be looking for 3 here.
Up next, the 426-yard par 4.
He's finished in the top half dozen his last 3 attempts here at Augusta. We'll go to 18.
Jim Furyk at 18, third shot. Started out on fire with 32 on the first 9. Bogeys at 16 and 17, derailing his hopes. Back to 14.
Tiger 127 yards away.
115 we'd right at that tee.
The location just beyond the ridge, the new false front at the 14th. Second shot for Tiger.
Finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17. And he's just continuing to
Use backstop. Perfect. Absolutely.
Down the hill just a bit. Tiger encouraging more.
You are right now, yes. About 10 off of this thing, huh?
This will be a tough putt, but certainly it's a makeable putt. Big swing from right to left for Tiger upcoming, and now Mickelson.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend.
Steps back, a gust of wind. Breeze has actually picked up a bit in the last few minutes. How aggressive will Mickelson be? 2 back. And that's what Tiger wanted to do. So Mickelson about 12 feet away for birdie to get within 1 of Tiger.
So 36 holes remaining in this golf season, and our featured golfer on top of the leaderboard looking to take home that coveted FedEx Cup trophy.
Such a long season, Rich, and we've narrowed it down to the top 30. And just to have that chance with 36 holes remaining to be that FedEx Cup king.
So for Frank Navalo, motivate.
Yum.